Hello, welcome to another day and another day to really go into our deeper subconscious about what's going on in our life. So these are for zodiac tarot readings, sun signs, moon signs and rising signs. We're using the tarot of mystical moments today. So 3 cards for each sign. So starting fire, water, air and earth. First sign is Aries today, so let's see what's going on for Aries energy. So Aries today, let's have a look for Aries. What do Aries need to know? Let's have a look for Aries energy. So 3 tarot cards for Aries. So you do have the Emperor, so you're in your element today perhaps. This is a good card to really start something new. Aries, as I've said before, are always good at starting things. So putting that fire, that passion, that logical and analytical aspect, and being really strict with your goals. If we want to achieve something, we do have to have that determination, that fire in our belly to actually go forward. So this is a good time to rule over your head, your heart, and just know what direction you are going. But start you must. 5 of Cups will bring that kind of aspect to remind ourselves that some of the aspects within our past does have to be burned off. So we need that element of disappointment, sadness, regret, guilt, all those feelings that we feel. It can turn into a lot of frustrated feelings. So we need to be strict, analytical with about letting things go. This is essential for our harmony within ourselves, to see that energies of healing does take place on a very deep level. So when we think about things from the past, it is a kind of aspect where we do feel disappointed, especially if we haven't heard from people that we want to. So we have to take ownership, and this is why the Emperor energy is here. We need to take charge of who we are as people. So it's no more thinking about the past, and it's really going on in a more positive way to the future. With the King of Wands, you can do this because this is a dance to the beat of your own drum. So you take charge, you have the responsibility of your own life and where that is leading you. So don't be despondent or sad about things from the past. We need to look at the healing energy of moving forward, especially through emotions. All right, so that's your little message of the day. Thank you, Aries. Moving on to Leo now. What's the energy of Leos? So Leo energy. So this is for Leos. Leo sun, moon and rising. So the energy is for Leo today. So, first of all, we have the Ace of Cups. Forgiveness is always a great thing to do. When we bring down spiritual energy, as in the Holy Grail, this is our own vehicle, and this is what we have to aspire to. So if our cup is full of nonsense from the past, or all sorts of things, we need to forgive ourselves in the situation. This is the forgiveness card as well as the abundance of love. So if our cup is full of the past, we have to empty it out, forgive ourselves and the situation, and fill it with unconditional love, because the love is always around, and that's the opportunity for us to grow. So this is a sign for a lot of us to deepen our own love, deepen our own spiritual connection with those of us around us. All right, so that's nice. And you have the sun, so it's a happiness day, really appreciating who you are and what you are creating. If it is a new beginning for you, especially on a romantic journey or even a career journey or anything that you feel passionate about, this is how we create that positivity, and we can really make things happen. So why don't you take the cup of truth, drink from it, and really revel in that love situation? Because one thing for sure is what you're creating is happiness and love. The Seven of Swords. So this is where we see the forgiveness aspect. If we don't fully trust ourselves or someone around us, then we have to learn that forgiveness of ourselves for attracting that within our life. There are certain lessons that we had to go along. And with the sun, that's how we do create stuff. So the spiritual energy within us needs to direct us in a different direction. So when we have that Seven of Swords aspect, it's about what has been mistrustful. So we have to trust our own intuition and learn to accept that love is all around. All right. So what we do create from a higher level is something that reflects back to us. The sun is very reflective. It can burn off the dross, as in distrustful situations. So just allow, I mean, it's good, it's necessary to be aware of what's going on. But sometimes when we've attracted in the past those mistrustful situations, it wasn't because we didn't have the confidence. So to have confidence like a Leo is always good indeed. So transforming your life in a much better aspect of trust and love. All right. So that's your message of the day for Leos. Moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, rising, moon and sun, of course. Do check out the rest of the zodiac signs for your rising and your moon. This is for Sagittarius today. So for Sagittarius, so the first aspect is the Ace of Pentacles. The opportunity for growth is always there. When we aspire to greater things, then we need to notice that they're coming. If we're blind and we shut our eyes to the opportunities, yes, we can use our other senses, but we need to notice when an opportunity arises. So if we're, say, oh, we're a bit down on our luck today, we need to look at, have we not noticed what's before us and taken that ability to us? So a lot of us may be waiting to hear from jobs or hearing to see when our soulmate is going to turn up. This is a sign that things are going to improve on a practical level for you. Also, with the Page of Swords, sometimes we're still weary in our mindset about what is coming, when's it coming, how's it coming. You know, I'm really being influenced by outside influences, and, you know, it seems to be a little bit negative. So the opportunity to be practical and make our own luck is always on the cards, all right? So understand what you're thinking and what you're listening to, and really understand that an opportunity is every single moment of the day for you. And the Tower, yay! So sometimes when we hear rumours that we're going to lose our job or whatever, isn't always necessarily true. We don't lose something, we just see the benefit, because Sagittarians are philosophers. So we need to understand that, yeah, that had to happen for the new change to come in. So with the Ace of Pentacles, that is the opportunity to revise what we have been thinking, revise what we need in our life, and get rid of what's no longer needed. So the Tower moment is always good because it means change for the better is always coming up. So the realization that you have the power of your own thoughts right now is powerful in itself. So realizations will come hopefully to you to realize that your abundance and happiness comes from within. Thank you, Sagittarians. Moving on to water signs now. So Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio. This is for Pisces. Piscean energy. This is for Pisces today. For Pisces. This is for Pisces. So, Pisces, you do have the Ten of Wands. So some of you are working hard. I do know one particular Pisces who is working very, very hard. and it seems to be a burden, but life is life, and sometimes putting our priorities first is important, even though it's a burden. So a lot of the times we need to delegate things and really own up to our own time off. It is really essential. So we may be burdened and oppressed with the energies around it at the moment. So I always say to people, you know, if it is what it is, and you're looking after a load of children, and you're trying to do things for yourself, and it's just so much. You've got to work, you've got all sorts of things can happen in people's lives. But sometimes we just have to say to ourselves, this is not going to be forever, this energy, and things will improve and things will start again. So if we are oppressed and we think, oh, there's no time or there's too much to do, then just take some deep breaths. Learn to even connect for 2 minutes per day on a meditation. You know, just meditate on your breath or something. That will really improve things. But this kind of energy won't last forever. And you have the Chariot as well, Pisces. So this is good to look at what you're moving away from. If something isn't working and it is a burden and you have this aspect, it means you can move away from certain aspects. So to have your thoughts and emotions in the same place, to go to something better, is always a good thing to do. So it's usually quality over quantity. With the Chariot, it can mean moving in a vehicle, it can be moving from the home, it can be moving home, and there's so much to do to get that into place. So for some of you, this might be a sign that you are going to move home, which is good. So having a look at your environment is really, really good, and what your home life actually is moving towards. So sometimes you might think, oh, well, we want another child, and that's too much. But it's never too much. It is what it is, and we have to get on with it. So with the Ten of Pentacles, family is very, very important, even though it seems to be hard work. So learn that our ancestors have worked very hard as well. We're not alone. So, you know, the sacrifice is what we do put into our family does pay dividends in the long run. So remember, it's not all hard work, and the rewards of family and working towards that is good indeed. So the wealth of opportunity and abundance for Pisces at the moment is good. So look at the positive in most things, and things do move for the better towards you. So this is the wealth, abundance and prosperity, especially around money, if you want to make things really good for the future. So some Pisces might be studying at the moment, waiting for their exams, waiting to hear from other courses, etc. And this is the build up to the reward. So you are going to be rewarded, and it is good fortune your way, especially with the Chariot moving towards abundance. So working hard will pay off for Pisces. Thank you. Next, moving on to Cancerian energy. Moon, Sun, and of course rising. So this is for Cancerians today, for Cancer. So we have Cancerian energy coming along. A shout out for Cancerians is Sanesh, who made a comment yesterday. Thank you for making a comment on my video. For Sanjay. Right, let's see for Cancerians. Do make a comment if you want to shout out. Right, so this is for Cancerians. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, Cancers. So this is a good aspect to have, because luxury can be in your life. Sometimes we need to work particularly hard to find the inspiration of where we are going in life and how we're making our fortune. Some people marry into money. Some people work tirelessly hard and get promoted and work for a company, and other people want to make a business out of their hobbies. So this is a good idea. This is the long haul in how you value yourself, and find something that is really going to ignite your spark of how you produce money and how you make that into your life a firm stance. So have patience with this, guys. This can come to you in the form of many different aspects. So, but you have to have that belief, the determination that you have got that strong character to maintain that flow into abundance. You've also got the Three of Pentacles, so you've been recognized. The universe is recognized. So for some of you who want to make a business out of a hobby, then yeah, you know, the energy is right now to actually do that. For some of us who want to have our dream jobs, get a job, really maintain a good career, this is also, you will be noticed, you will have meetings to promote yourself, all sorts of things. So we can learn from other people within our team. This is for teamwork. So coming together, marrying the energies together is always a good thing for Cancerians at this time. And the Ten of Pentacles, well, everything is roses for Cancer. So when we look at the Ten of Pentacles, this is an amazing aspect. Just checking. Ten of Pentacles. This is amazing kind of look at how we do develop our abundance. So it's like a sign for you who do want to go self-employed, start a business, you know, be an influencer, whatever these kind of things. You can build this up. You can make it so worthwhile that, you know, you'll wish you'd have done it previously. But great timing is always on the cards. So collaborations are always good with people. Word of mouth, marketing, all these things are great to get your value out there. So really push through this at the moment and really have that strong mindset. And even if you're sacrificing other areas, priorities about how you feel about these things are going to be good. So that's a really good. Great for careers, great for independently self-employment. Very nice. Scorpio is next. Let's have a look at Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy. Let's have a look for Scorpios. Scorpio energies. Right. So, Scorpio, you do have the Ace of Swords. So, this is literally your success card, especially in learning to really bring down intuition into your life. It's like the yes card. It's like the key to your success. You've maybe been working tirelessly to a goal, and this is, I give you permission from the universe to say, yeah, here it is. It's going to be a little bit easier. You've weighed up the pros and cons of the situation, and now you should know exactly where you're going. So this is the direction. This is full speed ahead kind of energy to actually get to where you want to go. So we can have that understanding. We can get that vision of how we are moving through our stuff. So I always say this is a good time to make notes, do journaling. Always a great time for that, just to reflect back on your journey. All right. Also for Scorpios, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups energy is a good energy for you to have because it is messages. So what we said before about writing things down, if you do journal and kind of channel stuff, you can look back and decipher what is going on your subconscious. So a lot of the time with the Knight of Cups, we want the love to come. So how are we actually attracting that to us? Because we have to attract things. Everything is magnetized within our life. So coming with that love, what are we telling ourselves? But you do have the victory card in that. So maybe love is coming for you. Maybe those emails, that's a confirmation that you've got that job. All these kind of things is a yes. It's very positive for you, Scorpios. And King of Swords, this is knowing your worth. Really understanding that how we communicate is very important, and the inspiration in doing that will inspire others. So I do feel for some of you, you do want to do blogging, vlogging, writing, assessing, all these kind of things will understand who you are as a person, but you'll get your message across as well, which is important. So on a mundane level, if we look at some of you as well, some of you want to start relationships. So this is an indication for some of you on a romantic level that maybe an air sign is coming towards you. There could be an air sign in the sun or rising. We've all got every single star sign in us, but this quality of intellect is going to really pay dividends. So maybe communication is really good in how maybe you're going to meet this person on a course or just through word of mouth. All right. So yeah, love is in the air for Scorpios as well. Right, moving on to our air signs. So this is for Aquarius, Gemini and Libra. So if you saw yesterday's messages, we did have some oracles in there, but today is just a clear day. So this is for Aquarius, okay, Aquarian energy. This is for Aquarius. So Aquarius, we have the Five of Swords. Sometimes we need to look at things in the bigger picture. And sometimes it's like feels like banging our head against the wall in a lot of things. But we need to reflect what is our participation in this scenario. We have to kind of go, enough is enough. I'm not being manipulated. I'm not being led. I'm going to really be strong and think this energy is just no good. I am going to kind of retreat from that and kind of learn my own self. And I do have importance. So it's almost like retreating, moving away from that energy. So sometimes people tell us all sorts of things that they believe in, but maybe we don't anymore. All right, so that's one energy for you. Also, you do have the world. This has been coming up quite a lot today. So there is an ending cycle. We've just had the full moon. We're still feeling that energy. And so the responsibility always comes down to us because of the full moon in Capricorn. So when we have gone through our soul journeys, lessons, we can understand that we have so much more information to really gather that into moving forward. So when we do have the Five of Swords, it's like, yeah, I know now is the time to move away from that. I have the intellect, I have the understanding that for my better purpose and for me to improve on things, I need to know all the lessons. So sometimes your situation, even though it could have been difficult, is a kind of a lesson to reflect how we face that challenge. So if you want to remain in that challenge, that is entirely up to you. But I think it's time to call it quits. As with the King of Cups, Aquarius, this is a good time to own your heart, have your power back, learn to trust yourself and trust the universe. So trusting your higher self is essential and putting the love into the situation. A lot of the times the emotions can be all over the place, which is, just being human. It is what it is. But a lot of the times when the King of Cups comes in, it says demonstrate more love into your life. Be more kinder, more gentler to yourself. Don't feel at sea. Don't feel like things are difficult. I'm drowning and all those kind of things. We need to put an end with that Five of Swords energy and really claim who we are as people. All right? So hopefully that helps for Aquarius. You are bearing too much emotions. Right, let's move on to Gemini. Gemini energy. Gemini sun, moon and rising for Geminis. Right, let's have a look for Gemmies. Gemini energy. So, Geminis, let's see what's going on today. So you have the King of Swords, so you're in your element. Communication is going to be clear about what you want to perhaps, do over the weekend. So really be clear, concise about what it is that you want to be doing. A lot of you will understand that this is important to really have that inspiration of you owning your own mindset. So being positive within the mind is always a good thing, and paying attention to the negativity, the chatter that goes on behind the scenes, and sometimes you listen to it. But now is the time to take control and know the direction of where you do want to go. So if you do need to say something to anyone, now's the time to really understand how you're going to communicate that to that person. So active listening is a really good thing. A lot of you might be wanting to ask people out or to have that come here. So a lot of that energy might be you are attracting an air sign. It seems that air is everywhere. Literally, it is. So, but with the King of Swords energy here, there is an element of mixing emotions with how we feel. So really what you want to say, come from the heart, really deliver what you need to be delivered. And maybe that's going to be delivered to you as well. All right. So with the Ace of Cups, definitely romance and love is probably on Gemini's mind at the moment, especially going into the weekend. So if you're on a dating site, most people are these days, which is good. It means really connect to that one person and say, yes, you are interested in meeting up. Yeah, what have we got to lose? My heart. Okay, fair enough. But sometimes we need to channel that love down. The Ace of Cups is all about forgiveness as well. So forgive the past and move on to the future, because for Gemini, this is definitely the time for you to shine in the love area. So communicate to you, yes, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter. It's not always about love, is it? It can be about anything that you're passionate about. Really have that confidence. Come on, you are confident. Just say you're confident and know that you can put love and simplicity in. So, new start for you, Gemini. Great weekend energy that is, don't you reckon? Right, for Libras. This is for Libra Sun, Rising and Moon. Let's have a look at Libran energy. So for Libras today, so Libra, you do have the Hanged Man. So maybe there are delays today in how you want things to progress. Or maybe your situation has had a delay for a long time. That's fine. Just say it's fine. Because when we look at the quality over quantity, then things that are worth achieving do take time. We need these sacrifices, whether our course is a long time, or whether we've gone in a different direction and we go, I've learned all about that, I need to go in another direction. So a lot of the times this is about relationships. We keep going for the same person again and again, and we need to take the time to go, right, I've changed. What suits me now? And this is the value in what we need to see. So this is always about looking things from a different perspective. And one of those things is, are you valuing yourself? Are you trusting and respecting yourself enough to want the very good out of life in itself? So take time, really evaluate your value of yourself. Libra, you've got the Devil. So this can be Capricorn energy, but it's what are you keeping yourself small with? So everything what we discussed in the Hanged Man, this is about valuing yourself to let go of the old habits that don't serve. So, being in two minds about everything and not being decisive enough, and, it's better the devil you know than devil you don't. All these sayings, do they really belong in your mind? So really being very strong. When we look at Libra, it's like the justification star sign. So things can be weighed up on an intelligent aspect. So if you can do that and go, right, what are the old habits that I'm doing? Am I thinking the same thoughts? Am I feeling the same feelings about a situation? Maybe it's time to reassess what it is that I'm holding on to so tightly. When you do that, you'll see the opportunities of more abundance, more love in your life, the opportunity to actually gain something, to have luck on your side, and to know that the universe does provide in a positive way. Sometimes we need to ask. So really ask yourself, give yourself the permission, really meditate on what is it that's pulling me back? Why am I tied down to a situation? Maybe it is time to let it go and have the goodness back in my life. For Librans, very nice. Moving on to our earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. So Capricorn is first. Let's do Capricorn energies. What do Capricorns need to know today? So this is for Capricorns. Capricorn energy. So, Capricorns. So the first energy we have is the Magician. So I always laugh at that. I don't know why. So to have everything, that's probably why. To have everything in our power, how powerful is that? When we can arrange different things within our life, how powerful is that? So the Magician makes things happen in a very magical way. Everything is to play for. You have everything in your power to make things happen. You have heart, you've got the romance, you've got the love. There. You've got the understanding, surely. You can bring that understanding down. The Magician always tries to tap into their own spiritual journey of how things can happen. So our soul cries out for the understanding that everything's to play for, everything's on the table, so to speak, everything's in vision to go forward. So it's the understanding that through life we need everything to be able to have everything. So it's that balance, it's the yin and yang of understanding what our journey is about. In any situation you can apply that to. How you get a job, how you get your marriage, how you get, anything. It can apply to anything. So I can hear you saying, I can literally hear you saying, but I want to start my own business. I want to become, very successful in that. You have the tools. You have, if you need to learn your trade, say, I want to be an astronaut. How do I go about that? I want to invent a really supersonic time machine. How do I go about that? So when we have the tools, it's almost like we have the ability to know where to find, ask an expert. All these kind of things are within our grasp. In any situation, you can apply that to. All right. Then you have the Knight of Swords. So some of you might be really reflecting on things of the past and go, well, I can't do that. Actually, I'd really like to build an alien spacecraft. I'd like to time travel. I'd like to do this. These are way off opportunities. I know none of you want to do that, but I'm using it as an example. So sometimes we'll go, well, I don't know physics. I don't know about time and space. Learn. You have the tools to learn. So when we look at interrelationships, I know you guys can relate to that. So it's like when we reflect back how we started a relationship, you knew how to do it. So we need to do the same formula, but differently. We need a more understanding of how that's going. So for this to go backwards and go, but it didn't work out. Well, of course it didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to. So we have to use a little bit of philosophy, and that's on the table. As a magician, that's on the table. To understand that maybe that person wasn't right for me, because I wasn't developed enough, or they were just wrong for me. You know, I quite fancied people with blonde hair at the time, and that's why I went. But now I know it doesn't matter what colour hair they've got. It's the person inside. So, yeah, that's that energy. Also, you do have the Two of Pentacles at the moment for Capricorns. So this is an aspect where we might be doing too much work. Oh, you Capricorn. You like to work hard, and you do find that sometimes it's too much. So remember, you're the magician today, so you can make things happen. We can put one thing down to actually focus on another thing. So if we are the magician, we have a magic wand and we can use it. So it's almost like, what ability have you got to make things a little bit more simpler within your life? All right. Thank you, Capricorns. That was a big lecture, wasn't it? Right. That probably not a lot of people understood. Never mind. Right. Okay. Taurians. We're going to Taurus now. So this is Taurus rising, moon and sun. Taurian energies. So let's have a look for Taurians. This is for Taurians today. So, Taurus, you have the Page of Swords. So, you had good energy yesterday, I'm sure. So, with Taurians at the moment, sometimes our opinions matter, and sometimes other opinions matter too. But what doesn't matter is false opinions, rumours, and misconceptions. So we always have to find the ultimate truth of our situation. So when we've had a belief system about we're not good enough, or we've learned something from our bosses or from our teammates, colleagues, partners, whatever it is, we need to go, well, is that really true? Do I really believe that? Do I want to believe that? And am I believing it? So with the young energy of the mindset, we really have to decipher what it is that we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve here. So this energy, really know what it is you're thinking and what do you want, and how you're actually communicating that to yourself and others. So some of you will be quite mistrustful about situations and people and whatnot, which is fine. So owning up about, do you know all the information? Have you got all the information? Are people being truthful? And misconceptions can really hurt. So really find out a fact is a fact. So, you know, sometimes when we try to do it second-hand information, third information, it is no good. We need it from the horse's mouth, what is going on. So I'll give you an example. Listening to rumours in a job. Oh, everyone's going to lose their job. We're not going to have a job on Monday. And that's called a rumour. It's not fact. We need to go to the owner of the company and say, right, I've heard this. Is it going to happen? What's the likelihood of it happening? Because I need to know. So unless they say quite categorically, yes, I'm sorry, we're going to have to fold up the company, and they honestly mean that, then that is a fact. Going to the manager and asking the manager, oh, are we going to lose our jobs on Monday? And the manager goes, no, that's not necessarily a fact, because they might not have all the information. They're only a manager. They're not the owner of the company. Okay. It's the same when people go, I've heard this and I've heard that. No, it's still not a fact. You need it from the horse's mouth in a genuine way. All right? Plain and simple. Just saying. So look at things in a different way today. Really kind of put value in who you are and what you do want and what's going on. So it's essential to do this. Really value yourself for where you are, and kind of move forward in I'm not sacrificing myself for somebody else. So we can relate that to relationships when people go, yeah, I'll see you on Sunday. and then Sunday comes and you don't hear from the person or whatever. And it's because you've put all your power into that situation instead of owning up and saying, right, are we definitely going to meet? Are we going to do this? And actually follow it through. Because there's an element here where it's just kind of superficial thing and it's not practical, it's not solid. So if you're waiting to, especially waiting to hear from someone, you know, may just revalue the whole situation. All right, so good luck for Taurus. Moving on to Virgo. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Virgo energies. So for Virgos today, Virgo energies. So, at the moment, you have the King of Cups. This is a great card for you guys. It's coming up quite a lot. We're really feeling in charge of our emotions and how we can trust life again and how we can put love into the situation. When we fully put love out there, love will always come back. So some of you who are really looking at connecting to a more spiritual side, a more love side or psychic side, this is a sign that you can actually do that. So over the weekend, perhaps look at how you develop the love of. So having the passion back, having the kind of feeling of zest back in your life is really, really good. For others, this might be a sign that a water sign is coming into your life. They might be a sun water sign or a rising sign, or really demonstrate compassion. So sometimes strangers are quite compassionate, and just talking to one will open up a kind of inspiring aspect within life. So do talk to strangers. I know our parents told us not to, but sometimes it's a good idea. So here in your world, yes, the world revolves around you, and everything in your world is a reflection to who you are at the moment. Your soul has been through a particular aspects, and for some of you it's been really challenging and still is. But when this card turns up, it means the cycle of this particular growth spurt has finished and the newness is going to come. So when we look at this, we've developed so much that we're feeling really, successful. Yeah, pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back before the newness comes in. Five of Swords energy. So with the Five of Swords, that ending that is come, say goodbye to it. Really refresh your life as in the King of Water, and really make a stance to your heart. Your heart and compassion to yourself is there. So when we talk to a stranger, just find one randomly. Hey, stranger, I meant to talk to you. It can open up the way that we feel about our own life. When we reflect little stories from other people, it's almost like, yeah, my situation, you've opened up my eyes. I am putting up with X, Y, and Z, and I don't need to. So the I don't need to energy that could be around you is, something to ponder over and say, yeah, now's the time to let that go. Let that go. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Do write in the comments if you've enjoyed your reading or what deck you would like to see, etc. And have a great day and have a great weekend. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Do take care.